Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you are. My name is Katarina, and I'm training manager here at UX Academy. We would like to thank you all for joining us on this presentation to learn what UI design is all about. Please drop a message in the chat and let us know where you are watching us from. What city, what country, we would like to know. It's great to see people joining from all over the world. So this is our agenda for today. But before we go to the main part of presentation, we would like to tell you a little bit about UX Academy, the company who is bringing you today's expert session. We are a London-based training company, and we run online live UX and UI design courses. So as you can see here, we deliver our courses live on Zoom. We have about 10 to 15 students and one teacher. Also, we have been around for over 4 years, and we taught over 1,000 students. And as you can see on this slide, we taught students from companies from all over the world. Oh, hello, everyone. Hello, Robert from Virginia. Hello. Hello, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. And now I will tell you just a little bit about the tools we use. So we use Figma and FigJam, which are very popular industry standards tool for prototyping. Also, we use Slack to communicate with each other. You will work on different, you will be communicating on different Slack channels. Throughout the course, one Slack channel is with you and your team as you will be working on a project. One Slack channel would be with the entire group, and then one Slack channel would be just for your team, so you can communicate on a daily basis as you're working on a project. And also, all of our courses are recorded, and you can watch them later. If you miss a part of the course, you can just watch it later, and you can review the slides, and that's what we use Google Drive. Oh, here are more people. Hi, Emily. Hi. Thank you all for joining. Also, I'll tell you about our payment plans. UX Academy offers 3 flexible payment plans to make our courses even more accessible. That's Noma, Splitit, and Klarna. And you can visit our website, and then you go to payment plans to learn more. And this is our course trainer that will teach the course in UI design. And now I will introduce you to Natalia, who is expert in UX and UI design and will take over the session. Hi, Natalia.
Hi, Katerina. Thank you for very warm welcome, and thank you everyone who joined us today. I'm Natalia Veritenik. I am lead product designer in KPMG UK, and also I'm trainer at UX Academy. And today we're going to speak about user interface design, and that's one of my passion, and that's one of the skill what I learned during 15 years of experience in product design. So today I would like to start with you to speak about our training and our session today. So our session today and our 6-week course is for everyone who would like to start a career in UI design. And also that will fit good for everyone who needs a little bit more skills if you're already in technology. If you are in UX design field or if you are in front-end development field, That's also will be helpful for you, because it's a discipline very, very close, and sometimes you feel that you need a little bit more skills in one of these topic to have a better progression, be promoted, or maybe improve and make your job better if you can cover the some part of the job of another skills. And also that will help you understand better how user interface work and how you can better design and do your job if you are UX designer and front-end developer. But as I mentioned, that course for everyone, because it's from the beginning, and during the training today and 6-week course, you will learn fundamental knowledge about user interface design. Quite often people ask me, can I be a UI designer? Can I become a UI designer if I didn't complete course in art schools, if I don't know how to draw and I don't have a skills in a graphic design? Yes, you can be UI designer. UI designer are not required any degree in the art schools. UI designer, it's a little bit different. And today I will show about what is UI design. So what is user interface design? If we look in the Wikipedia, we will find some very nice definition what is user interface design is. But if you ask me how to explain it's a simple, and what does it mean user interface in a very simple way, how explain user interface design to someone who's 5 years old, I would say that user interface, it's everything what you see on the screen. So it can be your laptop, it can be your cell phone, it can be your smartwatch if you're using wearable devices, it can be your car interface if your car has some display and show to you road, or show to you map, or show to you your music playlist, and even your refrigerator if you have some screen there when you can manage and manipulate. If you have a coffee machine where you have a touch screen when you select the coffee, what you would like to make, that also user interface. So everything what you see on the screen, that's a user interface. And user interface designers, they work a lot with visual design. But what is interesting, that technology never stops. And if we speak about user interface design, and it means someone's work with a visual, with a graphic interface, right? And that's clear. But what about voice control, right? So nowadays, technology let us control the interface with the voice. And that's why I love my career, because you don't know what will happen next, how will technology progress, and what is the bright future. I love science fiction. I like to see how we will live in the future, but sometimes things are changing direction and we have totally new, unexpected technology, what we really use day to day. So that's something that I would like to share with you as my passion, because I like to work with the interface design. I like to work with experience. And also, if you can mix and match things like knowledge in user experience, user interface, voice control interface, that's amazing, because a lot of interesting project around, and you can always learn more and more skills using your technology. So if you're passionate about the technology, if you're passionate about the design, this session is for you. So one of important topic to discuss is what UI designers do, right? And UI designers day to day are working with the digital interface, right? So we as a UI designers are responsible for layout, for structure of this layout, for the visual elements like colors, typography, style of buttons, kind of illustrations. And also we create some interaction, micro interaction. We care about how user will also work with our interface, right? What will be the moment when user open the application what we'll see, it will be something colorful, it will be something simple, it will be something maybe with black and white. So we care about the visual, we care about the style, we are caring about how to support the brand with the visual. And also we care about how to make the interface enjoyable, how to help our user have fun and spend more time with the interface, right? And make it easy to use. So be usable and make it as much as possible simple for everyone. So it doesn't matter your background, if you already have experience with technology or you just joined this world, you will get the fun. And of course, we always think about accessibility and we think about people with special needs. So it can be people who has some complexity to see the colors or have some problem with contrast, and we need to care if everyone has access to the platform what we are designing. So we have to be careful what type of fonts we decide, what size of font, what color of the elements, and of course what size of the elements. Because if we speak about the devices, we have to be thinking about the size of the finger, right, and how it will work and how actually person will touch. Because if it's too small, too big, so that would be not fun experience. So that's our day-to-day job. Think about how make the product attractive, make product cool, and how to help user achieve the goal. Doesn't matter what goal. You can maybe want to listen music, or you want to watch a video. Maybe you want to learn some new skills. Maybe you want to upload the document. Anything what you are doing with your devices, it can be laptop, it can be mobile. So we make this process easy, enjoyable, and also nice and beautiful. That's what we are doing. And typically, UI designers care about colors and imaginary because we provide the style, we provide the mood of the application, of the interface, of the platform. It can be website, it can be service. We can change opinion about the brand, about the product, just by changing the colors. I would give you opinion when you are thinking about something health, something fitness, something good for your health, for something what make you energized. Probably you would think about yellow green colors, right? With energy, with sunshine, with the green like a beautiful grass. If you're thinking about something more corporative, right, probably you will think about blue natural color, right? That it's very calm and provide you feelings of stability. Maybe you want to think about some luxury and maybe you would like to make it black, that give a little bit more feelings that it's special. So play with the colors, give you a lot of emotions. And during our course, we are learning how to play with these emotions, how to decide the color and how to apply that colors to the brand. So how to help your clients, how to help your company take a right direction, take a right direction and take a right path to achieve the goal. Because every single business, every single application, web platform, our website has the goal. And it can be different goal. It can goal sell the product. It can be goal have more users, have more clicks, or whatever the goal of the business, right? But the most important that we, as a UI designer, can help and we can control emotions. Then we typically care about typography, right? Because typography can also help us with some feelings. And after our session, you can do some simple exercise. Take a newspaper and try to analyze the font. What is the style of this font? And try then find some book for kids. Maybe you have some at home, maybe on internet you will find, and compare this font what is font in newspaper and what font use in a book for kids. So you will find how it's interesting, because font, the typography, can make things fun, can make things enjoyable, or make things serious and even angry. So probably you have never thought about that, but with the color and typography, you can send the message to people and you can play with emotions. And of course, when we speak about the interface, we have buttons, we have a checkbox, we have icons, we have a drop list, we have a form fields. So everything, it's a components that make our design consistent, right? They make our layout work together. And we're responsible not just how it look like, but also how does it work. So UI designer can work with a micro animation and think about this cool stuff like swipe up, swipe down, left, right. So it's up to you, because you can try something new, innovative, make your interface dynamic, and that will give again more enjoyable and more fun to your user, and they will engage and use your platform. And of course, when we speak about user interface design, we speak about the devices, right? Because it's mobile, it's desktop, but what is between? Tablet. But when we speak about some web pages, right, they are responsible. They have to fit to all platforms, from cell phone to the big screen if you have external screen, right? So that we call responsiveness. So it's the same website that adapt to the screen of the device. So we care about that, we think about that, and we also protect our user from problem like too big images, too small text on the devices if you are opening on desktop and then in mobile. So we have to be sure that everything fit well. We have to be aware what elements, what size, and what kind of the devices. And also we even can manage what kind of content we would like to show on mobile, what kind of content we would like to show on desktop. Do we need to show the same amount of content or make it less? So it's up to us, and we can control it and give the advices how is better, how to make interface more friendly. And as I already mentioned, accessible and inclusive design, it's our mission, right? We would like to make all the platforms, all application, all services accessible for everyone. So there are a couple tools that you have to know to check your interface, if it's interface fit for every single person. So you can check, for example, contrast between text and background. You also can check the imaginary if they have an alt text. And during the course, we speak about that, what kind of devices exist, what kind of the tool exists, and how you can test it, and how to be sure that what you are designing will help people to get the information or get access to the service or application they would like. And now I would like to show to you example from my project, what I finished currently. It's a wireframe from one of the page I designed for a website, Vida Mora. It's a dating website for people in Canada, and currently they are expanding their business and they are going to global. And I design here wireframes, but also I work in UI here, and I would like to show to you what is the difference between UX and UI, because quite often people ask me, UX, UI, what is different? How does it work? Do I need to first learn UX and then UI, or opposite? So when we speak about the design and development process, usually one of the most common approach is design thinking, right? So it's a 5 stages where we start with empathizing with the users. So we try to understand who is our user, what is their problem, and how to help them. So that's a moment when we try to identify pain points. So that can be something for already existing products, or it can be absolutely new product on the market. The next stage, right? When we are trying to identify, when we have to analyze this data and find what is the problem, what can we solve, how we can help people to solve their problem and achieve their goals. Then we ideate, and that's a moment of ideation when you start to sketch your ideas. You start to sketch how you can make this interface. If we speak about application for delivery, for example, order food, right? So, and how to make it better than existing, how to improve it, how to make it specially for local people, right? And that's the moment when you ideate, you create the sketches, you work a lot with paper and pencil, and then you are going to the uh, moment when you are prototyping. And you can prototype if you have a wireframes, right? So wireframes help you create the plan of your page, help you create the overview, what will be on this page, what content will be on this page, right? And then create pages, right? And create the flow for the user who will try to achieve the goal, like a order, a delivery, right? So you think about how many screens we have to have. What is the flow? What is the happy flow? How user from start, from registration until order the food and get this food in his home, what is the journey? And we are prototyping our ideas, right? And we are going to test. So when we are prototyping with wireframes or with the final mockups. So on this screen, you can see wireframe. So wireframe, it's our basic plan of our page with the information that should be on this page. And that doesn't include colors or any other styles, details. It's include just the position of elements, hierarchy of elements, and we keep it in a gray scale. So that's a wireframe. But what happened next? Next, it's a UI job, right? As soon as we are ready and we know what we want to have on our page, we are going to the design. So design help you make your wireframes user-friendly, make it colorful, make it passion, spark energy, right? And force your user register and use this platform. So that's experience in this example particular. As you see, I prepare the screen when I am comparing left and right. So in the left side, you see mockup, right? In the right side, you see user interface design. It's already visual. So in the both, you see same content, right? But in the right side, I already work with the colors. I work already with the brand. I use how can I make the brand more enjoyable for the user, how to use the, for example, branding, how to use logo in the interface. So you bring the ideas how you can also send a message that it's a free online dating, that how you can enjoy there, right? How you can meet people and maybe you will find your friend or love. So that's you give with energy, you give with the colors, right? And with the right icons, illustrations, and shape of the elements, and of course, font. So as you see in the top, I have some idea with the pictures, right? And of course, it's reasonable because it's a dating site. People would like to meet people. They would like to see their faces. And that's how we can put emotions, right? But for some other sites, maybe that would not work and you need to add the product. If we open apple.com, you will see on the screen in the home page the product, right? Probably it will be headphones or new cell phone or laptop because Apple sell the product. If you will open the website like Nike, you will see the sneakers or sport clothes because they are focusing on the sport clothes and shoes, right? So you think how it's better to present the product or service, what one particular business represent, and it's up to you how to make it because same product can have a many variants of solutions. So I could design with other colors, with other style, And that's your job. It's a moment of creativity when you're thinking, okay, I want to add this, or I want to design in this style. I might want to make it's another shape. And that's up to you because you are UI designer, you are visual designer, you are creative here, and you are taking a decision how it will look. And also you can express yourself, right, with the colors, with the font, with the message what you want to send. So I hope that image give a clear understanding between UX UI and when finish UX and start UI, right? So in the left side, it's more about UX. So you are thinking about content, you are thinking about hierarchy of information, you are thinking about how information should be structured on this page, and then you are just sparking colors and images. Quite often we work together. So UX UI designers work in the same group to achieve the best experience. Maybe sometimes you see even description UX/UI, and that's also happen. Some company looking for people who are specialists in both fields, and that's totally good. Or visual design, so someone who's focusing on that moment when you're thinking about colors, elements, how use the shape, how integrate the brand, and how represent and make your website more juicy and more attractive for the users. So UI designers' tasks and responsibilities. So I took a screenshot. So today in the morning, I just opened Dribbble.com. It's a source for designers where you can create account and publish your portfolio. And also you can find a job. So I took a screenshot of 2 jobs descriptions. And I would like to show to you because quite often people ask me, what is responsibility, what is the task, what is mean, and what is the difference between visual design, UI design, and how can I be sure that I am good fit to one company to the another company. You have to read your job description, and you have to, sorry, not your job description, the description of the job posted, and analyze if that job fit to you. Because from company to company, the job description can slightly change. And that's normal. That's okay, because different company need a different needs in a different period. And with my experience with 15 years in this field, I have to say to you, from company to company, my role slightly change. And also slightly change what period company, it's a start of the company, it's a company already with experience and they're already building the product, or it's maybe design agency when you work for third-party companies. So requirements can be very different. But it's good to understand and good to know what actually required for visual designer and what direction to go. As I mentioned in the beginning of our session, and I said that UI skills would be good fit, and this 6-week course can help front-end developer. It can be an opposite, because as you see, one of the company requires some understanding of HTML and CSS. So that's a good example how actually in the world of IT and world how you create the product, our skills and our careers mix and match. And of course, nobody require you to write the code and make the job of front-end developer, but to understand how work HTML, how to work CSS, and what you have to deliver to the developer, that's a huge bonus. And we can speak about that during our course, because we have to understand the basic, we have to understand fundamental knowledge and how we work and how we integrate in the whole process of product development. And if we look at other responsibilities from the other side, you will find interesting also, because I'll ask help with a brand, right? So maybe you will not just work on the product if it's a mobile application, but also maybe will be required help with the branding, and that can include multiply things. And that's totally fine, because you can learn something new, and that's fun. So As you see, even the title of the job can be different, and that's totally fine because different companies has a different culture, different needs, different budget. So if it's a small company, it's a startup, it's just a business that try to create and launch the product on the market, probably they would like to find someone who can be responsible for more than just a design of the screen. They would like someone help with logo or someone help with the colors, right? And make a little bit more job. But if you are maybe joining a big project with the team of design, you will have a very clear definition: who is UX, who is UI, who is the brand design, who is the content design, and that will split and very, very clear define. So that's also what is interesting, because you can try yourself in a big company, in a small company, in a startups, even you can try yourself as a freelancer and understand what best fit for you and what you enjoy most. Do you enjoy to work in collaboration with developers? Do you enjoy to work directly with the client? Or maybe you are enjoying work with the agency and every couple months change the project and have fun for a different clients and different tasks. But main responsibilities for UI designers, it's translating requirements into attractive user interface. So we are not designing just to design. Of course, we have a clear understanding what we are designing, why we are designing, and what is the purpose of the design. So you will get the requirements. So you can maybe work with the product analyst, maybe you will work with the product owner, again, depending from the structure of the team, and you will get the requirements. Then you have to create ideas, concept, design solutions. It's always more than one, and you will spark energy here and then present. So that's your responsibility. Present your idea, present your concept to the stakeholders, to the client, to the team, and explain why you like this or other, why you propose this solution and how this solution will help to this product. So that can be some exercise like a design critique if you have tried. So it's when you are thinking about your idea, right? And then you provide feedback. So if you work in the team, so other designers can provide you feedback and stakeholders also provide you feedback and critique your design. And you have to know how to respond that, right? And how to get the feedback and make things better. And of course, developing documentation, because design should be organized. So we are not just random design the screens and after somehow put that together. Nowadays, we have great tools that help us organize our design assets in the right way that after you can reuse. So we call that the components, and that speed up your job. And for that, you have to know how to use design tools in the right way to organize your design assets, make it smart, so you don't need each time design same element like a button. You just design it once, you create a component, and then you reuse this component. That's a feature what have modern design tools like a Figma. So you have to create UI kit or even more global design system and explain what element and when to use. And also, you have to give these guidelines to the developers and the designers who will maybe after you continue to work on the project if you are leave the project for some reason. So, essential skills for UI designers. So as I mentioned, it's depend from the job description, and maybe some companies and some job requires more or less about the UX or about front-end development, but some skills you have to have, and that's of course creativity. You have to know about color and typography. You have to be expert in Figma, And of course, work in communication, work in team, have a good communication skill to work in the team and express your ideas and have a good impact, right? Because your design impact things, impact the product, and of course impact the team. So creativity is something that you can learn, because many people say, oh no, I'm not enough creative, oh no, creativity is for special people. No, because it's some exercise what you can do, you can explore, you can learn, you can use some technique to be more creative, to be inspired, and of course to design. Because as I mentioned, UI design is not about art school and classic idea of drawing elements, right? It's about technology, what is different. So creativity in the digital world also a little bit different. And I strongly believe that everyone can be creative. And the most important here, if you have a passion and you really want to do that. And things like typography, colors, that's something that your fundamental knowledge, also fundamental principles like a negative space, balance, contrast, that's something what we will learn during the 6 weeks course. And that will help you understand how you can organize content on the screen, what variants you can use, how to make screen friendly, very well organized, don't make it busy or hard to read. So how better compound elements on the screen. Figma. Figma is one of the most popular tools. So if you will speak with a UX, UI designers, product designers, probably every single designer will mention Figma. Some designers work in Sketch and other in Adobe XD. That's totally fine. But every single designer knows about the Figma. And the Figma, it's one of the most required now tool. So if you will try to find the job description, probably Figma will be top tools what you have to know. And Figma, it's a very intuitive, very well designed tool. So basically everyone can jump and start to work on that. But if you want to go to pro level, you have to learn about Figma, because Figma has a lot of features. You can prototype, you can animate things, you can create auto layout, what means you can design responsive interfaces inside of the Figma. And also Figma help you export all CSS to the developers. So that's a very nice collaborative tool, not just between the designers when you are working together. And that's a huge benefit, because when you work together, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, it's great that you can work together and contribute, and then export that and go to the next stage when you are implementing your design and you are launching the product. And of course, soft skills, right? Teamwork, communication, collaboration. So in UX Academy, you can practice that, because you work on a real project with the real client. So you will be in touch with the person who really needs design, and you will speak with the business owner or people who are responsible for branding for a website, and they will explain what is the requirements, what they are expecting, what do they need, what emotion they want to send, what is the message of this brand. Maybe they already have some logo or maybe some printed. So you will work on a real project, so you will receive the real brief from the real client. And then you will work with the teammates, right? So you will somehow collaborate, communicate, ask opinion, right? You will listen opinion, you provide critique and feedback, and all that. It's how you learn to be part of the team. Because I have to be honest with you, UI design is not so easy when people critique. When someone give their opinion, their feedback, and is sometimes positive, sometimes negative, and that's fine. But it's much hard when someone doesn't like what you just designed last 3 days, right? Or maybe you didn't sleep all night to present what you have done and people don't like it, just don't like it. So that's what also you have to learn, how to manage expectation, what kind of question to ask, right, to the client. Don't do this mistake. Don't design something what people probably would reject. So that's some skills what you have to learn, not just how it works, not just the principles of design, but also how to understand what is requirements, how to make your first draft the most lovable by client, or the of course when you are working it doesn't mean your first idea. While you're creating idea, you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas, but when you are presenting, how to manage expectations and how to ask the right question while you are gathering the requirements from your client. And I hope that was helpful and useful, and now you have some idea and some overview about user interface design, what is it and what skill requires for that. And I would like to highlight what you can get as an outcome if you join our 6-week course. So you will learn about the design for mobile applications and web platforms. So you will learn the most common patterns. You will learn to apply UI skills and create layouts from scratch. Also, one of the most important exercise when you are starting to work with client and we are starting to work on your interface, it's a mood board, how to make it, how to practice that, and why mood board needed. Then you will learn your fundamental knowledge about the colors, fonts, imagery, and also fundamental knowledge like a contrast, negative space, balance, right? All the rules what we need to create a nice interface. And you know that you can some design from scratch, or maybe you will join the team what already have a product, right? Or during the course you will have a client that already have some style guide, so you will learn how to work with existing UI kits and existing design systems. And of course we would like to teach you how to evaluate the design, how to improve the interface, how understand what is a good design, what is bad design, how to manage that. What does it mean actually, good or bad design, right? It's a good question. So how to evaluate design, how evaluate interface, to give the advice. And of course, present your ideas to the client and articulate your design decision, because it's nice what it looks on the screen, but also you have to explain what is behind, why you took this or another decision. That's what we are going to learn. And the most important, tool, right? So as a UI designer, we have to have a tool that will help us create all our ideas that pop up in our mind. So Figma and FigJam, we're going to learn, and I hope during the course you will become a pro, so you will have skill set in your resume. So that's all what I would like to tell you today, and I would like to backstage to Kate.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Natalia, for this wonderful presentation. Before we open Q&A, I would just like to highlight a few reasons why to choose UX Academy. So we deliver classes live. Nothing is pre-recorded. At the end of the course, you get a course certificate. Our teachers have 7 to 10 years of experience in the field. Also, during our course, you will get experience working on a real company project where you will be applying your knowledge from the UX UI design course to create a solution. And we offer flexible payment plan options, and you can pay in installments for the course. And now it's time to open up the Q&A, and I will welcome back Natalia to the panel. So please get your questions in now in the chat box. and Natalia and I will be happy to answer.
Yeah, so I'm here to answer all questions. So there is no good and bad questions, right? And you are learning something new, so please feel free. No problem. So if you would like to know about the course or about UI design or how much UI design are making.
Okay, so I can answer this question. How much the course costs? It's £10.50 and it lasts for 6 weeks.
And yeah, so that's 6 weeks include classes, right? And also personal feedback. So how work the structure? You're going to have classes once a week where will be one specific topic that going to discuss, and then you will apply this knowledge to the real project, right? So as soon as you're ready with your task and the scope of work for this week, you will get a feedback from the designer, right? So you can take a look what you have done good, what you can improve, right? And understand what elements and what components, what maybe additional knowledge you have to get. And when you work on a real client project, right, you don't know actually how that will turn. And that's a great, right? Because when you're working on some project what is predefined in the beginning, that's good, you can learn a lot, but you very well know what will happen from week to week, right? And what you will achieve in the end. When you work with a real client, you always a little bit in a special situation when from meeting to meeting things can change, right? Direction can change and opinion can change. So because it's a human, it's a real business. So also during this 6 week, you will have couple meetings with the client, right? So you will probably give some, you will ask the question, you will understand your needs, right? So understand the client point of view and their expectation that what they would like to get in the end of the project.
Thank you so much, Natalia. So we have a few more questions in. Hi, Emily. So her question is, this course is so tempting. Can we learn mentioned pro level Figma and FigJam on this course?
Yeah, so I strongly believe that it's you learn when you do, right? So you can watch a lot of tutorials, but if you're really not applying the skills what you just learned, right, you will probably forget tomorrow or even today in the evening. So while you are doing, you will learn and become better and better. And Figma, it's a tool that every day better. They quite often launch new features, and I'm constantly learning, and you will learning with me. But of course, while you're working on the project, you will learn Figma and you will go to the pro level. So you will start with overview, of course, the interface of Figma, but the cases what we are expecting you will complete by the end of this 6 week will bring you to the pro level.
Great, thank you. Natalia, so Jay asks, hi, is this same as coding or does it include coding?
So that's a great question. So it doesn't include coding. I don't know if it's a good or bad, right? And coding is not required for that course. So you will focus in on the visual design. So that's moment when you are going from the UX point of view, what should be on the page, and stage when you already start to code. So that's moment when you are defining the how it look. And we will finish our course like an outcome, right, of the course will be your screen. So that will be Figma file. It can be prototype, clickable prototype with the final mockups, final visual version. It depends if you will work on mobile application or in the website, right? But it's not required coding.
Great. Thank you, Natalia. So will you host a UX version of this live anytime soon? So I can answer this as well. Yes, we regularly host UX live sessions where Natalia speaks as well. And next one will be mid-January. And that will be on our website under free training. So please check there. We will publish it soon. So you can sign up and watch that live session as well.
And I also would like to add that we have a beginner course and intermediate, because in this question is not mentioned, so maybe your intermediate level in UX, and it's also in coming days. So follow updates in UX Academy social media or on the website, and that's almost like once a month, right? For beginner and intermediate level.
Great. So thank you, Natalia. We have another question from Emily. What if client wants something that is not according to what we learned? So we choose projects that that align with our course structure. So if client is asking something outside of that, then we would step in, but usually it never happens because it's pre-approved by Natalia and by myself to make sure that it aligns with what will be delivered in the course. Is there anything you would like to add?
Yeah, so we support, right? We also discuss the scope of job, and of course you are student, right? You are not full-time employee for our clients, right? So that means that you will assign to the project, and we will also discuss the scope of job, so you will be aware what is included and what is not included. And yes, of course, our friends, right, so clients who are happy to work with UX Academy and they want to get our help, and they are happy to participate in that program, right, when they apply, and we provide the feedback with the students, and we create for them UX UI job, right? So that's important to discuss the scope, and important to understand what the expectations. So don't worry about that, and you will be in the scope, so not fails.
Great. So they say, this is great. I'm really interested. Okay, thank you. What time, day does the classes take place? So next class starts, let me just double check so I don't give them wrong information. Just 1 second. So Natalia will be teaching this course. If it's just 1 moment. So it starts on 16th of November, and it lasts for 6 weeks.
Yeah, so it's every Wednesday, right, since 16th of November, since 6 p.m. UK time, 2.5 hours.
Yes, once per week. And then Natalia would also give you support on your design weekly, like review the comments and support you on the project. Also, we have time for one more question. Does the UX course involve having the discovery calls with the clients? Yes, students have initial call with the client that of the project they would be working on, so they can learn the goals, they can meet them, ask any questions they have. First, our students receive the brief, but then after that they have to have a call with a client. Would you like to add anything, Natalia?
Yeah, so if we speak about UX course, right? So it's a pretty flexible, because you are going to have a channel, Slack channel, for UX course structure. You are able to chat with your project manager, or who will be from the client side, and as much as you need, and set up as much as you need meetings. But in UX course, you work with the team, so you will be 3-4 students in one team, so you will work in collaboration and have a team meetings, and if you need, invite the client and also ask opinion, and it's up to you how you will manage that. So that's also good practice of other skills, like a time management and planning, and how to complete everything in due date. So that's a little bit different from UI course, because in UI course you need more skill, train and learn skills about the visual design, right? So it's good to work in the teams, but of course you need individual feedback, right? Because the decision what you take together with of course, your team, if you work in team, but also in the visual design, you have to have your voice, your style, your opinion. So that's very important to have your personal feedback. So that's a little bit different. And in UI course, we are not expecting that you will in touch so much as a UX design, because in UX design, you are doing the initial call, right, and a meeting when you understand what is the project about, what is this product, and what is the needs of that. And then you are doing research, you are speaking with potential clients, right? You identify pain points, you bring that knowledge back to your client, right? And you speak together, what about these pain points do we need to, what is the like prioritize what you have to fix, and create the scope. So that's a little bit different, because it's a two different discipline, UX and UI. So in UI, you will have a less calls with the client, and if you ask about UX, you have discovery calls, and then you have almost every week if you need the call with the client, and deliver if you have something every week to the client, or you can deliver just a final decision for solution what you have.
Great. Thank you so much, Natalia. And this is the last question for this evening. Emily asked, do we have books for UI?
Yeah, so UI, it's a nice and big topic. So you can start with some theory about the color, right, and fonts. So if you will send us a message, we will happy to share. So I will provide you the name of the book. So something where you can learn from the beginning.
Thank you, Natalia. And I would like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope to see you all at our UI design course, which starts in 2 weeks. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Visit our website, uxacademy.com, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. So thank you all, and have amazing rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.